My dream self is making me face the thing I'm avoiding. Should I give it a chance?
He's been a fine boy, he's been a careful boy, he's not touched anything.
This is not one size. Honestly, what was she thinking? What was she thinking? How can we live like this? Hello, welcome back to another weekly vlog. I'm wearing my new Vinted cardigan. Karen came round to collect the perfumes and she couldn't get enough of it. I think I paid, I think it was £8 or £10 on Vinted. I mean, you know I can't get enough of Vinted, but yeah. Feeling very colourful today, even though it's just like one half of a bit of pink in a sea of otherwise grey. It's kind of brightened me up a little bit. I got another free Starbucks with my rewards, but this time birthday rewards. So you know what I was talking about. I know I'm not going to bang on about Starbucks rewards again for the first half of this vlog, but you know I was talking about like depending on what drink you get, you use more points, and I was like, oh, I'm going to start drinking like plain coffee to get the most of these points, you know, most of my rewards. But the birthday drink was just a separate reward, nothing to do with points, so I could have my regular latte, my full. I mean, it's just like a latte with a couple of pumps of vanilla. It's not even like anything like bells and whistles. I should have had cream on top. Anyway, no more. We're not going to talk about Starbucks rewards for the rest of the vlog, I promise. I honestly can't remember the last time that I came for a walk while I was at work. Like, no one behind me. I've got headphones in. And I was just really paranoid suddenly there was going to be someone immediately behind me. Yeah, look what I can walk next to. They're so close to my work and I never do it. It's absolutely freezing today, but I thought I'm just literally going to go a little round the block, 20 minutes, get outside, get some fresh air, move a little, because I sit at my desk like hunched over for hours on a Friday, and that's what I'm doing. I'll tell you the thing that's been really interesting. Breathing through my nose. I did mention that this is something that I'm trying to do at night time. I'm taping my mouth so that I breathe through my nose at night, and apparently that's really good for you. It's way better for you. So as I was walking around, I'm trying to breathe through my nose and close my mouth. Almost impossible. I think it's a fitness level thing. So yeah, something else to work on. Lovely. But I'm out and about very briefly. Back to work very shortly, but like I feel better for some fresh air. Oh, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. I am absolutely slowed down myself in E45 because my skin has been so dry. Today it was like all flaking around here. It's a combination of I've started using my tretinoin regularly again, which honestly I slept for a little minute there, and then I turned 39 and was like, no, get back on this. Started using my Skin and Me properly every day again, and so I'm kind of going through the retinol uglies, but also the cold, the in and out of the I was going to say air conditioning, but very much not, the heat, and then into the cold. My skin is not having a good time, so I'm going to Uncle Fester it up. We're going to watch Moana 2 on Disney+. We just watched Lion King 2 because Milo's on a real Lion King kick. He wants to go and see Mufasa. I'm kind of against the live action stuff. I haven't watched any of them yet. Can any of you tell me, like, do I need to see Mufasa? Should I give it a chance? Hey, it's Saturday morning and I am, of course, running late. I'm not, it depends. Everything, it could be fine. I might not be late, but I might be late to the hairdressers. I have got an appointment that honestly I completely forgot I had until about half an hour ago. I even said to Lee, like, I've got an appointment on Saturday, so just in case I'm like being a little bit lackadaisical on Saturday morning and you're like, hang on, what's going on? I need you to know I have an appointment at 11. It's such an awkward time because there's time for me to forget from waking up to the appointment, and that is what happened. We've got a space which is difficult to do on a Saturday, and I am on time. Never have a specific plan when I go in there, but she always does. Oh, thank God. I was going to say she always does an amazing job. I was parked next to what felt like a monster truck, and there's no one around me now, so I can get in. What I did think was, because I was parked on the bad side, on the side that's already got damage, I thought, well, if they end up scraping my car when they get out, because it was such a big truck, it won't matter anyway because I'm getting it fixed. but it's gone now. The parking situation is not ideal on a Saturday. And even though I'd left plenty of space, I just was a little bit nervous because the wheel, I felt like the wheel was as big as me. I do kind of feel like the damage on my car gets worse every time I see it. Like that, if I'd just been a little bit, like it's just scraped here, just scuffed there. If I'd just moved a little bit less, that would have really done in my lights. I don't think that you can drive with a busted light, can you? Legally drive with a busted light? Probably would have put me out of action a little bit sooner. We've booked, oh God, it's freezing. I don't know if I told you this yesterday, but me and Karen yesterday randomly decided to book a lakeside, which is in Doncaster, lakeside craft stall. 1st of March we're going to do it, and I was thinking that would be fine. 1st of March we're going to do like a random little stall. Great, what is it beeping for? There's no one around. There's literally nothing. Probably like water droplets. Now I'm a little bit concerned that they might want my car before then, and Karen's car will not fit our 6-foot tent in it. So fingers crossed it happens later. And initially I thought it'd be good for it to get done in the February half term, but now I could do with keeping my car for a little bit longer. I came home to 2 deliveries. One are some blue light glasses. Last week I had so many headaches. Lee said maybe you need to get some blue light glasses. I used to have some, but they broke. So here we are. Some new ones. I got them from Amazon. They weren't the cheapest, but they weren't the most expensive, because I just wanted to make sure that I would actually wear them before I spent any real money. What do we think? What do we think? I think they look okay. The problem is, as you get older, glasses do just, like, I'm starting to look more and more, not like my mom, but like my dad. You'll see, when we go to Florida, my dad will feature in the vlogs, and you will see that actually I've got my dad's face. Okay, well that's one thing that came. The other thing is annoying because I'm hoping this is the last one I have to buy, but another keyboard, because I had to replace my first Bluetooth keyboard that I bought, which, to be fair, I probably had it for 18 months, but it just stopped charging. It was such a good keyboard. I loved it, but it stopped charging. So I had to buy another one. I bought another one, and I've talked about this a little bit, but it just, like, the keys weren't registering the things that I was pressing. It was really annoying. Anyway, I started using Milo's keyboard last week. We've got like a plug-in keyboard for my Steam Deck, and I was playing The Sims 1. It was amazing. Anyway, I started doing that, and I thought, right, do you know what? I'm going to get a plug-in keyboard. Enough is enough. We're going back old school. So I'm going to use this for work, but also I'm going to use it for the Steam Deck, because I tried to use a Bluetooth one with my Steam Deck, but it was so finicky as to whether or not it would stay connected. And so I thought, I've had enough. Let's go old school. So this was pretty cheap. I think this was like £12. Keyboard. Old school keyboard. Also very important to have the number section, because so much of my job involves numbers. Lee said to me yesterday, we were talking about, also something else arrived. Hang on. This arrived, right. So these arrived and I put them on charge straight away. These are, I've only charged one of them, as you can see. These are hand warmers. So I showed you last week that when we were at football, here we go. Someone lent me hand warmer. Oh, that's fast. That's really fast. Someone lent me a hand warmer that it kind of looked like 2 mice stuck together. So I was looking online, and I think these were £10 for a pair. And I thought, well, I'm just going to get one set, because Lee and I can, like, have one each. It's kind of like, I feel like this is a better shape. I mean, it's rude, but this is a better shape than the kind of flatter one. And I feel like we could probably share a pair of them. But if they're absolutely amazing, then I'll buy another box and we can just have, because it's so cold. Standing in the cold watching football is so cold. So I'll link the stuff that I've bought below for anyone that's interested. Don't want to be that guy. Amazon haul, especially because I'm trying so hard not to buy things. And I've been pretty good. But these are things that I felt like I needed And I mean, I don't want to say it's my birthday. I treated myself to a keyboard and mouse, but I did treat myself to a keyboard and mouse. Also, I got a parcel from Pixie yesterday. I'm just saving some things up before I do another PR call. But they sent me, honestly, I did a little tester and I wasn't massively impressed. I might do a post on my Substack about these. They are tint fixers. So they kind of look like, you know the NYX lip things? They look like this. And then they're like, what would you call it? You know, like the soft, what's it lip things? You know what I'm talking about. The soft matte lip things from Kit, right? But look, it blends away to almost nothingness. And this is the boldest colour. And some of the colours are like real nothingness. I think these are going to be a massive flop because that was rubbish. It's supposed to work for your cheeks and your, I mean, I've got hair on me and glasses, but let's just, for the sake of argument, I don't like that at all. It's supposed to be for your lips and your cheeks. No, I don't think so. It's not going to be a lip thing for me. It feels not very nice. Now, whether or not this will... Oh, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. It's definitely giving more colour than when I was blending it out on the back of my hand. They arrived yesterday after I came in from work and I was like, oh, that's a disappointment. They're not so bad, actually. The swatch on my hand was very blah. Let me try a different one. So that was Love. And I'm going to try Adore, this bright. These are the two brightest ones. And this is kind of like an orangey colour. Let's try this one. Again, though, I feel like that's a lot of product. Maybe I'm going to end up regretting this because yikes. But I feel like as you blend it in, it kind of disappears in a way that other cream blushes don't. Listen, forgive me, because I'm not applying these under the most optimum circumstances. Let me go in the bathroom. Honestly, what was she thinking? What was she thinking? Okay, I actually think I might have given them a bad rap too quickly, because when I swatched them on my hand, they were not giving me anything, but they are a little now. But they're the boldest colours, and the rest of them, let me show you. I get that there's different skin tones, I get it, but I'm pretty fair. I know that there's people fairer than me, but I'm pretty fair. And this, again, let me swatch this on the back of my hand. That's like full strength. And then the other one, I'm gonna do a thing on this. Probably look at that one. On this properly. Because I do think they need to be put on the face to really see. But like, there's really not a lot of anything. I don't know. I'd like to be proven wrong. And this side doesn't look so bad. I don't like the way it feels on my lips, but there is more colour than I thought. My lips feel so dry. So yeah, they arrived as well. I need to put some lip balm on. Let me go and put my hand warmers back on charge. Hello, it's Sunday. We've come to football. It's not going very well. It rarely goes well, but you know, it's just kids. It's just a game. Some of the kids, some of the parents don't seem to feel that way, but it's nearly over now. It's very stressful. As we arrived here, I said to Milo, it's flipping freezing. Are you sure you want to do this? Is this definitely something you want to pursue? Because it's cold. I'm cold, and I'm like this, and he's wearing next to nothing comparatively. But I'm not looking forward to the drive home. How do you soccer moms do this? How do you handle the seemingly constant rejection of sports? Well, I know what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day. It's Monday, by the way. I've just had 3, can you see that from there? Here we go. 4 big boxes of candle jars. Holy moly. So heavy. This is 50 candle jars per box. There or thereabouts. I don't think they're an equal size, but I don't want to risk hurting my back by lifting them. That said, I really need to get back into the weights that I was doing. Do you know what? I'm going to do that today. I was really good. First 2 weeks of the year, I was really good with my like new habits. I started them before Christmas. And then I just felt like I got just cold after cold after cold, but I'm feeling really good this week. So that's what I'm gonna do. Today, it's the beginning of, what do they say? It's the first day of the rest of my life. That's what it is today. It's the first day. It's been a busy day, as you can tell. Manny has been a great help. Not so much, not so much. I've actually got loads of stuff done today. Feeling good, feeling good. Did I tell you that my dad's running me a stall? I don't think I did. I don't think I did tell you about this, but he is. At his golf club, they're doing like a Galentine's Day, like a ladies' day, I think he called it. And it is on Galentine's Day. And I couldn't come and run a stall because I'm working. And he said, well, I'll do it. So on Wednesday night, I'm going to the golf club and I'm going to help him set up the stall. It's 4 o'clock and it's so dark. It's so dark. Anyway, that's why I had to make a lot more stock because we didn't really have... I must have... Did I say this earlier? I can't remember. I feel like I'm repeating myself. But we needed some display candles and I don't have any stock here. So I needed to give him some stock. And that's why I've been making candles all day. Good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday. My eyes are not awake yet. But it is Tuesday. I need to finish up some candle stuff today and then I think I'm going to take some photos for, well, general content. Because I've realised I've been taking like thumbnails and like Instagram stuff as and when to go with content that I'm creating. But really I could just make some, like take some generic photos now and then use them to create more interesting thumbnails rather than like do it in the moment. So that's my plan. So I'm gonna need my eyes to get it together. Also, I've been using, I don't know if you can tell, my eyebrows look so much thicker. Obviously I've got my like pink microblading fade behind them, but there's nothing on my eyebrows right now. This is just my eyebrows, obviously, and the shade of the microblading. I've been using the Rapid Brow and it works. I've talked about this. I've said how amazing it is. It works. However, it really works. It really works. Every time I use it, because I'll go like maybe a year between using it like properly. It was about this time last year that I was using it. And then I go like, well, I don't want to use it all the time because it's expensive. But obviously it doesn't last because there's a hair cycle, there's a growth cycle, they grow out. But I've been using it probably for 3 weeks now and it's crazy, it's crazy. I wish I could do the eyelash serum. I was looking through some old favourites videos yesterday because I thought it might be fun to do another throwback, like go back to a video from like 10 years ago and be like, what happened to these favourites? Do I still use any of them? And in one of them, I was talking about an eyelash serum. I'm like, I don't even remember that. I don't even remember using it. Don't even remember it. I did once buy Grande Lash and it gave me such a rash around my eyes. And now I'm glad I didn't use it because I then read a lot of bad stuff about it, like thinning the skin around your eyes, which is only cosmetic, but that's not what you want really. It does always kind of tickle me when the negative side effect of the thing kind of counteracts the thing you were supposed to be doing in the first place. You know what? Oh, jeez. I feel like it's from a story and I can't quite put my finger on it. But you know, like the concept of, imagine if you were having an affair and the affair was the thing that killed you, or the affair was the thing that made you really unhappy or whatever. It's like being punished with the thing. So, well, I suppose the affair thing is not a good example. It would have to be like the affair made you impotent. Because when, sliding you around, because when you do something, let's say like the lash serum, and then it ends up giving you an ugly side effect. It's like, well, I was doing this for vanity reasons, and now you have given me something that's made me not like it because I'm vain. Do you know what I mean? I think I'm talking nonsense. It's very early. Look. Obviously, I've just been filming. And this is like the most I've edited a video in years. I've started filming 3 hours ago. I only filmed for half an hour and I've been editing ever since. It's now 12:30. Where is the day going? It's kind of like a throwback faves, if you remember. I used to do something where I would look back at an old video. Have we already talked about this today? I feel like I have. I feel like I'm living a constant Truman Show, like constant deja vu, but I'm going to repeat myself anyway. Used to do this thing where I went back to old videos and then like revisited to see where are those favorites now, do I still like them. I thought I would do one from 10 years ago because it feels significant. I really feel like I've already said this to you, but moved past it, breezed past it. And within it I said something was like a finely milled powder. It's a fine powder, and it reminded me of something that Ella said in a video. You know, like you have those little in-jokes within your family, little tiny things that every time someone says something, you're reminded of something. You know what I'm saying? Like those little phrases and stuff. Well, fine is a buzzword for us because of this.
He's been a fine boy. He's been a careful boy. He's not touched anything. He hasn't cried for about yesterday. He has been crying a lot though.
I used to do monthly updates on my baby channel for Milo, and at some point, I don't know if I was like, if I left the room and I'd continued, it kept recording, or if she wanted to do it, I can't remember. But I was not in the room when she was doing the update. She was kind of like, this is what Milo's been doing. Not a lot because he was 4 months old, but it always tickled me. He hasn't taken anything from anyone. Because these are obviously things that she valued as a child. These were things that people said, don't lie, don't steal, don't do these things. And she was like, he hasn't done any of those things, so that's good. He's a fine boy. Right, I had some parcels come from Vinted, and they've just been hanging out on here for me to open. And I realised I haven't opened them yet, and I should, because what if something's wrong with them? Milo sold his first thing, and the person who got it complained that there was a mark. He took very, very clear photos. So I just said, can you send me a photo? And immediately it was like, sale has been complete. So I don't know if we'll ever hear from this person again. Okay, so these are Abercrombie and Fitch cut off high-rise shorts. And I will admit, I sized up because I thought that was probably necessary from this brand. I'm gonna try them on. Well, I appear to have made a mistake here because, I mean, come on. Would you have thought that Abercrombie and Fitch would be, it's like Hollister. I would have thought, I mean, I'm wearing socks, so let's look past this, but I would have thought 100% size up. I like to size up in jeans and in shorts anyway, because you know, like when you're sitting, I don't like that, like when it pulls onto your leg. This is a real look. It's giving Lorelei Gilmore, First Day of Chilton, isn't it? That is. I mean, I'm like covering myself up because these. I mean, you just can't win. And now I think this is why they were on Vinted, because someone probably bought them on Vinted or otherwise and thought exactly the same thing as me. But I've had pairs of jeans that are a size 14. And this is not one size bigger. This is not like slightly size up. I don't even know how I will resell these and tell people what size they are. Because they've got a waist size and this is not what they are. I happened upon this yesterday when I was looking through my drawers for something else. So let's see. This says they're a 32. Let's just see whether or not. No chance, because this is even on both sides. And width-wise, they're 19 inches across. So that's like 38, right? Let me just be for real. Because when I do resell these, I'm going to say what the actual size is, not what they're branded as or sold as. 38. That is considerably different, Abercrombie and Fitch. 6 inches. 6 inches is a lot to be off by. That's crazy. That is crazy. So like, I would go for a 32 in shorts for all of the reasons that I said. That's off the wall, so they're going straight back on Vinted. They feel damp. What's weird is both of these parcels, like they smell a little bit damp. I thought, you know, that's sometimes when you get something from someone, but these even feel damp. I should have opened them straight away because they could have been, I'm guessing this was to do with the storage of the person that was like delivering them to me. So these, this is Primark and this is Zara. Last summer, I just lived in things like this and like bodysuits with jeans or, I mean, usually jeans, let's be real, but jeans or something else, skirts, trousers, and a shirt over the top, because then the shirt made me feel like this was kind of an outfit. Oh, this is smaller than I thought it was going to be, which maybe sounds crazy because it's not a small shirt, but this, the kind of size of this, to me, is more like a shirt that I would wear and tuck in. Like, I could potentially wear this to work. It's not, it's kind of boxy. Could I wear this? I suppose I could, with like, not those shorts, but with denim shorts. I probably could. It's not really as long as I thought it was going to be. I don't know. I'm trying to like play around with clothes this year a little bit more. I'm recognizing that I like kind of an overshirt in the summer because it is a summer cardigan. And I love a cardigan. It just makes me feel, it's not even just the warmth of a cardigan, it's the comfort of a cardigan. It's feeling like you are, it's kind of like surrounded by something. You're covered up. You don't feel as vulnerable, not only to the elements, but to the eyes of other people. Just feel a little bit, it is a comfort thing. I've always been a cardigan person for that reason. And then a couple of years ago, I discovered summer shirts. Last year, I even got a summer cardigan. Next level. Oh, you see, this is definitely more, this is the feeling that I thought it was going to be. This I love. This one was from Primark. A couple of my favourite shirts are from Primark. I think this might even be the blue version of the white shirt I have from Primark. Yeah, I suppose it's not really longer, is it? It doesn't feel quite as boxy, this one. It's a bit slimmer, but I was looking for like a blue / chambray shirt for the longest time. It was on my Pinterest board, although at the time it was like a slimmer fit. It wasn't like an oversized thing. And I'll tell you who my inspiration was. I had a whole board of her wearing chambray shirts, and it was Meghan Markle, pre-Princess Meghan. I mean, don't get me into this, but suits. I loved suits so much. So many of my outfits. Do you know what? I actually think I had a blog post that was something like why everyone hates Meghan Markle, but it was before, and that blog post did amazingly. It was like my top read post, and it was nothing to do with what people thought it was going to be about. It was to do with like her personal style. Anyway, so she was the one. She was the reason that I wanted one of these, and this finally has come to me because I have tried so many like lightweight denim shirts and stuff over the years, and really what I needed was this, like a pale blue shirt. This will go with everything the same way that everything goes with jeans. The pink one, TBC, but I really do want to try and wear more colour. I don't know if this is necessarily the right pink for me, but this is the beauty of buying and selling on Vinted. I feel less guilty about buying things that don't quite work out, because then I'll just sell them on Vinted when I'm done with them, and then I'll try to steadily curate a wardrobe of things that are only things that I love. I tell you the weird thing about this particular shirt is it feels like the arms are short. I think that's what's throwing me off. This is shorter than the blue one, right? I think it is. I think it is shorter than the blue one, even only a little. But it's this. It's like, it feels weird. What size is this? Also, someone asked me the other day how I'm getting on with these. Veja, are they called? Veja? I don't know. I've barely worn them because it's been horrible weather and I'm not wearing my new bright white trainers outside in this horrible weather. But I will say, for the very few times that I have worn them, if you're bothered about these things, they creased almost immediately around here. I don't know if you can see in the light, but they creased here, a little bit on there as well, with hardly anywhere. So if that is something that you are concerned about, bear that in mind. What size is this? It's a large, of course. So if you've got actually like adult-sized arms, you're screwed. I was just sitting here and editing and thinking, there's got to be something going on with those shorts. There's got to be something happening. And I thought just for a split second, oh, American sizing. That makes complete sense because that's like 2 sizes larger, right? Or maybe 1, I don't know. Either way, maybe American sizing. And I looked back and knew, because it does say the inches. It does say 32. It's just an outright lie. I would, even if it was just like a size 14, because then you can say it's vanity sizing. But if it says what the inches of the waist is, it should be that. How are we supposed to work with numbers being wrong? Actual measurements, not just like, oh, our size 14 is actually this. But even like a 32-inch waist is not a 32-inch waist. How can we live like this? I've no idea whether or not you will stay where I've put you up there, but time will tell. I'm just trimming the wicks of these candles that I made yesterday. This morning I did a final pour just to get the lids, just to get the tops smooth. That's what I tend to do. I'll like poke holes in them, because if you've ever had a candle, especially like a natural wax candle, I don't think it happens quite so much with paraffin, but we don't use paraffin, we use only natural waxes. I want to say clean burning, but I think that is nonsense, to be honest. Anything that you want, it's a flame in your house. There's not a clean burn, but it is the cleanest burn, because you're not, there's no paraffin in the air. There's nothing else that you're burning. It's all kind of a little bit of marketing, clean burn, but clean burning in the world in which we live. But it can create something called sinkholes. So if you've never had that happen before, basically when you start burning a candle, it kind of opens up and unveils that underneath the surface there is a gap. And it's to do with the temperature at which it was cured, and when it was cooling, how cold it was on the outside, which is obviously at this time of year particularly difficult. So what I do is when I pour all my candles, I'm not like just completely out of shot talking to you. When I pour out of all of my candles, I wait for them to cool completely, and then I poke holes in them all. I melt down the surface to make sure they're completely like filled, so there's no nasty sinkholes to discover when you burn. Not that that's like, nothing terrible would happen, it just means that you won't get a nice even burn, which is something we pride ourselves on. And then I do another pour on top. So sometimes if it looks, when you receive your candle, like there is like a tiny extra layer on top from the side, that's why. It's because I want you to get your very best burn. I want the candle to be the very best experience that you can have. And so that's what I did this morning. I'm going to trim the wicks, and then when I get back from the school run, I'm probably out of shot now, I'm going to box up. I've only got 25 boxes, I think, so I'm going to box those up, just a mix, to send to the golf club tomorrow. I also need to find all of our market store stuff, like I need to find the cash box, I need to find our signs, all the things. So we will see how easy that is to do. I was feeling like soup. It's going to be leek and potato with chicken and noodles. I don't know where I got this from, but once upon a time I made it. It's almost more like a stew than anything else. And that's going to be our meal prep meal for this week. I say this week, it's like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I also made Milo some jelly. He's been asking for jelly and I keep forgetting. Old school, actual making the jelly. Old school, like, he was like, Grandma's jelly is always the best jelly. Okay, I'm competing with Grandma. Feels like always. And so I'm making him jelly. It's almost always. It's also so much cheaper than buying little pots. Not that I've bought jelly pots in a long time, but when they were kids I did. And I bought, not set at all. I bought these ages ago. They're like little baby things. I think I got them from TK Maxx. They're on some kind of offer. And I bought those to make myself little pots of chocolate ice cream. You may remember, why would you? I don't know. Because I found the most amazing, creamy, totally smooth, no bits in it, no little chunks of anything. Infuriates me. Chocolate ice cream from Marks and Spencer. And I just wanted to put it in portions because I don't want to eat a lot of ice cream at once. I want, like, you know, the little mini Haagen-Dazs or mini Ben & Jerry's. I want that amount of ice cream. And I don't want to have to, like, go and put it back in the freezer. And I only like really, really cold ice cream, which is, I think, why I don't want to eat a lot of ice cream at once, because by the time I've eaten that much, it's getting melty. And I like cold ice cream, like frozen ice cream. Stupid as that sounds, because, of course, ice cream is frozen, but I feel like I'm on my own. Everyone seems to only like it when it's melty, and I don't like it then. In an ideal world, I start eating the ice cream, and then I give it over to Lee. But I bought those for that. And they are the absolute perfect size. 4 of those were the exact pint of jelly. So no one cares about this. Why am I telling you? I don't know. I cleared the table, kind of. It's just a bit ominous, that. A heat gun and a knife. What are we going to use it for? Time will tell. This was full of candles, which are now all boxed up, or they're on that rack over there. I only had so many boxes. So this is what I'm going to take to the golf club tomorrow. These are our... what are these? Display candles. So I'm going to try and keep these nice, because then these can be our display candles for the shop as well. Oh, have I told you about the shop? I'll tell you that in a second. And then these are all of the candles that I've made, the actual stock. So my friend has bought a house. What is this? And where have I been with my hair looking like that? My friend has bought a house. And you know what it's like when you buy a house, you know, this is all very like, if everything goes according to plan, if nothing falls through, everything crossed, that this works. But my friend has bought a house and it has a shop attached to it, which is super exciting for everyone involved. She is the friend that makes the sparkly cups. So she and her husband do market stalls all the time. They do them like, it feels like multiple times a week, honestly, that I see them on Instagram like, we're at this stall, we're at this stall. They are hardcore market people now. Me and Karen could never. So obviously they have a product to sell, and it will be a really exciting thing if it works out, because what we've been talking about is maybe using it. Obviously it's not mine, is the thing. So you can't get too excited. I don't get too carried away, because we've talked about this at length, and she's really excited, and I'm like, let's just, because I feel like it's one of those things that people fall out over. People fall out over money. People fall out over less than. So I want to be very, very careful. If anyone's ever experienced anything like this and they can give me any guidance, I would love that, because I'm very excited about the opportunity. But I am also nervous because it's not ours, and because I don't want her to feel pressured to do something or to continue doing something that isn't necessarily what she's loving. I haven't told you what this is yet. So she's got a shop, hopefully. This is why I haven't talked about it yet, because it's all very up in the air. Fingers crossed it will be a shop, and we will be in this shop permanently. It is an existing premises, but it is a coffee shop. And I won't say what it's called, because just, whatever, because it is existing. But she's planning on keeping the name, and the name would fit very nicely with having a few select businesses in the area as kind of like a collective. So I've always said to anyone who's asked, like, would you want to do a brick and mortar shop one day? And, obviously that's the dream, but realistically, I don't want to put me and Karen in a financial situation where that could do us over. If ever we were to do that, then that would mean that we were putting all of our eggs in this basket of our business. And it makes me really, really nervous to have those kind of overheads at a time when businesses are failing all the time. This situation is so magical because it's not like obviously you've got some additional overheads, but it's all part of their home. They will be living in the adjoined house. It's all connected. Their mortgage, their everything, all of the bills, everything are connected. So although there will be additional fees, like obviously it's going to cost you more to run more electrics and whatever else, but there's not huge amounts of like, there's not massive rates or anything. So this is kind of a bit of a magical opportunity in that we could have space in a brick and mortar store. And what I always did say was, if we ever did do something like that and we were going to kind of put it all on the line and get a rental space and whatever, we would probably try and make it a local small business gift shop. So kind of, if you've ever been to curated makers, that's the dream. Lots of small businesses in the area come together and stock a shop, and you either pay money to rent that space. So like you might pay, like if I wanted to be in a shop in town, let's say, they might rent me a shelf for £40 a week, just off the top of my head, completely making up these numbers. They might rent me a shelf for £40 a week. Or some specific places who are doing this kind of thing, this collective thing, have said, rather than do that, we won't take any commissions, we won't take any rent from you, but you will work 1 day a week in the shop. This is really savvy. This is really, really savvy. And because I have spoken to lots of people about potentially stocking our stuff in these kind of shops, I've got kind of a gist for what other people are doing. And when we've talked about maybe having a shop in the far off future, I've said to Karen, this feels like the right direction, because in doing this, it allows people to have space and to have, it holds space for these businesses. It allows people to have space in these physical retail shops, but it gets you around a lot of things. So from their perspective, it's not as committed, and financially, if you just can't afford to do it anymore, you stop. And from the business's perspective, they're not paying these people as employees, and so all of the benefits and all of the different accounting things that you need once you've got employees, you kind of get rid of all that. It's very smart. It's a very smart way of doing it. And so when she started doing this, we were talking about it, I was like, this feels like my dream realized through her. I mean, I really, really hope that it works out, because I can't think of anyone who deserves that break more, because it would just be an amazing, amazing thing for her. But if we get to be a part of it as well, then obviously that's incredible. And so we are kind of thinking ahead, because if they do get this house, they want to initially just stock it with us and their stuff 50-50, just to kind of see what the foot traffic is like and see how everything, get the lay of the land. And so what we're doing is we're going to do this market stall in a few weeks' time. 1st of March, yes. 1st of March, we're going to be at Lakeside in Doncaster. If you're interested, we will be there all day. It's a Saturday, and we are going to be kind of together, me and Karen. I don't know if she's going to go, I don't know if Kaz is going to do a stall that, because they just like absolutely love stalls, so maybe they'll be there as well. But me and Karen are going to be all day there, and we're going to kind of brainstorm what we want to do, what launches we want to do while we're there, how we want to use the opportunity to be in a physical space, and like what our display might look like. It's just so otherworldly. It's so like I'm scared to talk about it because it would be so great. And I'm definitely kind of that mind of like, don't say it out loud, which is so the opposite of manifesting. I've been writing a lot about manifesting and the law of attraction on my Substack recently. Only today I was listening to something and someone was talking about astrology, and I thought, oh my god, manifesting is the new astrology. Everyone, like I was in primary school and I had a book, like what were they called? Not star signs, what was it? Horoscope. It's like a daily horoscope book. I was in primary school. I could have been maximum 11. I was probably 10. And I had a book of horoscopes. Every single day that I was at school, I read my horoscope. I was obsessed. I remember buying like a witchy talisman book, and I made talismans out of tinfoil. I've always been very woo-woo. Way back when. And she was talking about astrology, this person on this podcast, and I was like, that is what we used to talk about. Oh, Aquarians do this and Pisces do that. And we still do to a degree, but it definitely was overtaken by the law of attraction. Definitely. But yeah, in the woo-woo world of law of attraction, I daren't say the things that I really want out loud, because I don't want to hope and then be let down. I'm trying to protect myself, and yet I can't imagine the very best things happening to me, because the fear of them not happening and me allowing myself to feel so hopeful and then be so let down or disappointed is too much. It's I found this in, what was it called? Avoidant. When I was talking to Emma, and we were doing our podcast episodes last year, we were talking about different things, and within one of those podcast episodes I was like, oh, you know what, I am recognizing this in myself. This is why I seem to be someone who is very laid back. Maybe not to you, but in my real life I seem to be very kind of like, oh, it'll be fine, and not wanting to think too much about things. I'm very kind of fluid with stuff, like very laid back. I'm not laid back at all. I have to be that way because it's a protection thing. I'm not laid back. I'm not thinking about it. I'm very head in the sand. Don't look at the things that are happening and they won't happen. Like, this isn't la 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 la, you know? So avoidant is the right word, actually. And so what feels or has felt for a long time for me, like, oh, I'm protecting my feelings and I'm managing my own expectations. I don't want to upset myself with what if this would be great and then it doesn't work out. It's actually avoidant. It's not great. It's not great. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up because I have 2 days in the office this week and I've got to do the thing at the golf club tomorrow. It's just going to be a little bit manic and I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to edit this vlog, so I'm going to edit it tonight. And then I'll start the new one tomorrow. So I will take you with me to the golf club and I'll show you the setup and stuff. And then obviously, as and when, if we find out information about the shop, I'll let you know. But yeah, I really don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to try and hope. I actually had a dream about it the other day. I had a dream about it that it all fell through and it didn't work. And I'd specifically not been thinking about it. And in my dreams, my dream self is making me face the thing I'm avoiding. It is what it is, right? I'm going to go. I'm going to probably go and get in the bath and I'm going to make a really nice stewy soup. And I will see you guys. I'll see you in I'm going to do some more lives on this channel. It's going to be the weekly vlog and we're going to pepper in some lives. So I'll see you when I see you.